Oh my goodness. Hey, bear with us. We're getting everything set up. Whoa. This is awful. You'll have to excuse my camera. It's all foggy over here. My lens is cracked.
Oh.
All right, we're just going to give it a couple minutes and let everything fire up, and then we'll get started.
Oh, right here.
Can you see it? Is it working? It's not too blurry on the screen, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Stupid phone. Well, and we're also doing this with a phone. We'll try to figure out how to do this with not a phone. All right. Well, shit. You want to go ahead and do this?
I thought you said we had to wait a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, hold on.
I guess, can you look in the camera and make sure, like, our head's not cut off or something stupid like that?
Oh, looks fine.
Oh, good. How do I look? Do I look fine?
Eh.
I didn't shave.
Neither did I.
I did put on clean underwear, though, so it's a good start.
I'm waiting to get a haircut.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna wait until next week at Josh's show.
That's what I'm going to do.
To get him a haircut.
And a beard trim.
Yeah.
Well,
By the barbers.
yeah, that's right.
What'd you say? There's 2 girls gonna be there?
There's a couple. There's a barber shop from Pennsylvania. He's got a barber shop and a tattoo shop, and he's going to be there setting up.
Doing tattoos and cutting hair?
No tattoos. Well, actually, I don't think so.
That would be cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get this thing started, right?
Yeah, sure.
And 1, 2, 3, action. Well, Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. Welcome to the first trial run episode of Gassed Up and Greasy with Nick and Dan. The purpose of this live video series that we're going to do is to feature different tech tips and us either doing them and being experienced with them or being complete novices and showing you some of the things you can run into. Today, we're going to be putting in some sound heat mat in Nick's MK4 Cobra build, the Factory 5 car, and then we're going to be moving over to the Vice and showing you some cool tools to do AN fittings and assemble hoses and lines, and hopefully we'll come across some good tips and tricks. Please feel free to comment, ask questions, jump in at any point. It's probably going to be about a half-hour deal. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so first we want to introduce ourselves and explain what we do. My name is Dan D'Alessandro. Some people call me Dirty Dan. I own Greasy Boy Kustoms here. We do custom cars, motorcycles, trucks, metal fabrication, engine swaps, AC, power steering upgrades, anything of that nature with custom cars. The only thing I do not do in-house is upholstery, and then occasionally we do some paint and body work, but that's his deal because I spray paint. This is Nick, my brother, and he's going to tell you about what he does, including his other jobs, because he has 3 jobs.
I do?
Yeah, well, here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Here
yeah.
and there. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Nick D'Alessandro. So I own Rustique Motorsports. I am currently working out of Greasy Boy's custom shop, looking for a place. If you know anybody, hit me up.
Yeah.
So I mostly look into doing resto mods and performance work. As he said, I do paint and body. Those are kind of my specialties. Stick with stuff that I know. So for instance, I got this Cobra here doing a coyote swap. Just did a Pro Charger on a Mustang. Odd and ends like that.
And then
and then paint and body.
And diesel performance stuff too.
Yeah, so my full-time job currently, give a shout out to Raw Power Performance.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, we do all performance diesel. Pretty much there we do everything and anything as well, except for upholstery. We should really, one of us, learn how to do upholstery, because that's like the only thing we don't know how to do.
Well, the way I figure it, Dad's going to retire soon. He's good at everything he does.
Yeah.
He's going to need something to do.
Right.
So he can build remote control airplanes and build seats for us.
We might not be able to do it, but we know a guy.
Yeah, we always know a guy, and that's how we get by. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is the sound mat. A lot of people know the name brand Dynamat just because it's the most popular. However, there are other brands out there, and some of this material is designed for a heat barrier, some is designed for a sound barrier, and some is dual purpose. This car, the Factory 5 MK4 Cobra kit, has aluminum panels inside and a fiberglass body, and you're really going to feel the engine heat if you don't seal this thing up, and you're going to have some weird, like, tin can sounding noises. Yep. So, you've never done this before, right?
No, I haven't.
All right. So, we're going to show Nick. He's going to come out and take the material out and show you the material, and we're going to show you some tools that you may need, and then we're going to lay some test panels in and show you what we've got. So, Nick, if you want to open the box and show them.
So, this is actually good because it's a learning experience for me as well. I know the basics of it. I've watched Dan do it before, but I personally have not done it. So I've got this brand. I don't even know how to properly say that.
Celeste, whatever.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
I forgot how many square feet is in this box, but it's a good amount.
And this is 52 square feet.
There you go.
And 50 mil or 80 mil, I can't read
50.
that. 50 mil thickness.
Yes.
So it comes in individual sheets. This particular setup is not a big roll, which I prefer, especially when you've got a lot of tight areas and unique cuts that you're going to have to make. This makes it a lot easier. And you can see the backside has a cardboard material on it, and that is your backing that covers your adhesive. It peels off pretty easy, and the adhesive underneath
stuff is super sticky.
It's super sticky, and it's even more sticky once you apply pressure to it and bond it to another surface.
It's like tar paper. Once it sticks, it ain't coming off.
Exactly. So we're going to show you some tools that you may be interested in using and not using. First of all, if you're thinking about using scissors, I don't recommend this. Now, these are Milwaukee scissors. These can cut anything. Anything, because they're Milwaukee. They're also a hammer. But you will ruin them, and they'll get gummed up with all kinds of stuff. The best thing to cut them with is a razor blade, or box knife, X-Acto knife, something with a sharp razor blade that you can change out because it will get gummed up over time. Now, they do make these tools like this one here. It's a wooden handle, and it's a metal roller, and it's got a little bit of grip to it. And these work very well. They make them in different widths and diameters, and you use these to push down and roll it on. Not hard at all to use. Then you can use some things that are not designed to apply this material. Anything you have with smooth round edges or smooth flat edges that'll help you push the material into odd shapes or curves or crevices will work very well. These teardrop plastic mallets are super handy. You can use either end and you can push it in. You can also use your fingers to push it into grooves as well.
So what about a small paint roller? So when doing like fiberglass work, I've used that before. I don't put a roller on it, just a metal bar, just to help push it in and get in tight corners.
You can. You just have to be careful that you're not digging into an edge and causing it to rip and tear. When this stuff rips and tears, it's gooey and it makes a huge mess. And if you get it on your fingers or your clothes, good luck getting it off.
Is it similar to that butyl tape, like what's on your vapor barrier of your windows when you pull the door panel off?
Are you making up words?
No.
You're talking about the plastic that goes on the door.
Yeah, but the butyl tape is the black part that, gets everywhere and the stuff gets sticky and it's all over you.
Some people call it that dum-dum.
Yeah.
Some people use it to seal up like hoses and stuff going through firewalls.
Yes, that stuff. Yeah.
So, what do you want? Do you want to lay panels down in the floor first, and then we'll talk about the weird shapes?
Yeah. So, I mean, what's the best way to start this?
Okay, so I like to use full sheets to start. You don't want to start with little pieces because, then you're more than likely going to waste material. So, you can either make cardboard templates or poster board works great as well. And you can measure it out and lay it down. Or you just simply lay this down on the floor and you can either take some measurements with a marker and make some marks, or you can just push it into the corner and take a razor blade and cut it if you're not concerned with making cut marks on your floor. So we're going to move over to the passenger side floorboard. Nick's going to lay it in, and then we're going to get it cut and show you how the first piece goes down.
Let's get it on.
All right. And we're moving.
I guess I need my handy dandy roller.
You do.
My handy dandy roller. Welcome to Project Chupacabra.
Is that-
That's what I've named it.
Oh, okay.
Because a coyote.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess before I lay this, is there some prep work or anything I should be doing?
Good
I did
question.
vacuum it out.
Yes.
Because it was kind of dirty.
Yes. Vacuum it out, remove the dirt and debris, and then you're also going to want to wipe it down with either an alcohol or a degreaser.
Let's get that.
I've got some right here. We got some purple stuff. I
Got
don't
some of
remember
that
if this
purple
is Purple Power or Super Clean. I can't remember.
Purple stuff.
Purple stuff.
Alright.
You don't have to scrub really hard. You don't need to scuff it with sandpaper. This stuff is super sticky.
We're just mostly getting the dust off.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. Wipe it out really good. So now that he's got it cleaned off, let it dry for a second. We're going to lay the sheet in there, and then he's going to make some cuts. And hopefully this goes well. Or, you know, it might be a complete train wreck and a learning experience. You will notice if you mess up with this, you're going to be very mad with yourself because it does not come off very easy. And you want, yeah, see, look how dirty it was.
Right?
Yeah. I might have gave you a dirty rag also.
No, because the other side's pretty
Oh,
clean,
there we
so.
go. This is like a Billy Mays infomercial.
Yeah. Wow. Alright, so Dan, I am going to be doing the sides here. Pretty much everywhere that's silver, I am going to be putting the sound insulation in.
Yes.
Should I do the vertical pieces first or the horizontal, or it doesn't really matter?
It doesn't matter.
Getting covered in carpet.
It doesn't matter. You can start wherever you want. I like to start on the floor first because that's the easiest. It's the flat surface in this car.
Okay.
So grab a full sheet and lay it in there, and then we'll see how it goes.
All right. So I'm going to start off because you can kind of see this edge is tapered. And then there's some kind of complex cuts here. So being this is my straightest 90-degree angle, I'm going to start with this.
Yep. Great idea. So just lay it in there with the backing on it.
Right. So what I want to do though is start all the way forward. So I'm going to go ahead and notch this front corner.
Yeah.
To make up for this bar.
Yep.
So I'm simply going to pull out my marker. And I'm going to cut there. I'm going to slide it up here to get my width.
Yep. If any of you have done laminate flooring or linoleum flooring, this is not too far out of your comfort zone.
And I do like this stuff because it does have the kind of grid shape to it. So
Yep.
it helps you make straighter cuts. Because if you're OCD like me and everything has to be perfect.
Was this like those grid sheets we used in math class in school?
Yeah. So let's see how hard this stuff is to cut. Oh, not bad at all when you got a sharp Milwaukee razor blade.
Yep. We are Milwaukee fanboys.
Just a little bit.
Well,
You do have my hat on.
I do too. See, we're just fishing for sponsorship. So yeah, little cut, nice and easy.
And
Lay it
then-
down. And are you happy with the placement?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So you can do this a couple different ways. You can either go ahead and peel the whole backing off, or you can peel part of the backing off.
I'd rather just do part of it.
There you
I
go.
think that-
Kind of like doing vinyl, you know.
Right.
You start with the corner.
So being this is in thirds, I'm just gonna do the first third.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, if it just barely sticks to it, you can pull it back up pretty easily.
Right.
But don't use the roller right away. Just kind of use your hand and just to hold it in place.
Just kind of tack it in.
Yep. Just kind of tap it in there. And then we're going to move in a little bit closer so we can see more.
All right. So now I'm gonna lift this up. Pull
Yeah.
out-
Look, it peels off real easy.
Pull out the next third.
And those seams, don't worry too much about those. When you put the roller on them, they're going to go away pretty well.
Okay.
This silver coating may actually come off and reveal a different color underneath as you step on it and scuff it up. But you know what? It's going to be covered up with carpet. It doesn't matter.
Right. So I am pulling it just to kind of get some of these wrinkles out.
Yeah.
It's like you said, just like doing a vinyl wrap or a window tint. Oh my God, that stuff is super sticky.
Yeah.
Dang, I was pulling on it with my finger. Oh no.
All right, so I'm going to swing around. You go ahead and
Oh,
get your roller.
All right, we'll get my roll on.
Yeah, get your roll on.
So what should I do? Start in the middle, work my way out?
You can. You can start on the edge if you want. But yeah, you don't have to apply crazy pressure to it. Again, this is a flat panel, so it'll stick pretty easy. And you just want to apply light pressure over the whole area and make sure it's seated in there.
It's got some weight to it.
Well, and that helps out a lot too. And if you don't have a roller, you can use something else that's round and heavy. If you have a piece of pipe, take your grinder and smooth your edges, and you'll be able to roll it on there. Or you can push it on with your hand. It's just, wear your hand out. That's all.
Ah, this works great.
Yep.
Yeah. Flatten down. So, I mean, it does take a little bit of time. It's not a super fast process. Maybe if we had a little bit wider of a roller, it would help.
Yeah.
But like you said, I'm barely putting any pressure. Wow, that works good over the rivets too. Because as you can see, there's 5,000 rivets.
There really is. This whole thing's riveted together. You can see them all everywhere.
Race car.
That's right.
Because.
All right. So now that he's got that one seated in there, we're going to talk about a test panel we've made. And this test panel has a couple different shapes and designs to it to help out and show you different angles and stuff we're going to work with. You're doing a great job, Nick.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, I'll show you the test panel really quick. This is our test panel right here. And as you can see, we've got some different bead rolls on it. We put it in the bead roller. We did a 16th step. We've got a wide bead roll and a narrow bead roll. And then we also did a 90. So Nick's going to be kind enough to cut a little scrap piece for us to go across this so we can show you how to put it on uneven surfaces.
Use your scissors.
Don't use the scissors. We're not using the scissors. Just use the razor blade and cut like a third off of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
I got you.
Now, this stuff, I would say overall thickness, because when it says 50 mil, I can't tell you how thick that is. But this is about a 16th. I'm guessing the thicker would be quieter, better for heat. Would that be correct, Dan?
Yeah. Well, for instance, right now, tap on where you put the sound mat on the floor and then tap on a non-sound matted part.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Huge difference. That's going to lower your road noise going down the road. And it's also going to make it feel a lot better because it's going to keep some heat
out. The
out.
reason why I went with the thinner stuff is it is easier to work with.
Yep.
And then I didn't want to build up a lot, especially with having carpet, because in the doors and stuff, you don't want a thick gap. The carpet has to be able to tuck in. So that's the reason why I went with the thinner stuff.
Absolutely.
I guess if you're not concerned about that, you can go with thicker stuff.
Yep. So I want you to stick that piece on there.
Oh.
Do you want to go over to the bench and do it or do it right there?
No, we're just doing it flat, or we're going to do a 90?
We're going to do the 90.
All right, so can I just trim a piece?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or, yeah, this way we're not dealing with so much.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to kind of fold that in there. Grab my handy dandy marker. I'm just going to cut it there. This way we don't have a bunch of excess all over the place.
And again, it cuts pretty easy. You don't need a lot of pressure. Don't go crazy. You can lay it down on concrete. It's fine. I would not lay it on your fender or your hood or anything like that. Yeah, that'd be bad. Okay.
Alright, so doing a 90, what
Yep.
I'm going to do is fold this.
Yep.
I feel like that's the best way.
Put it in the crack.
Yeah! Say no to crack, kids.
That's right.
I just work that down.
Yep.
It's actually kind of fun to do. It's like
Well,
arts and crafts time.
Me and you like doing this stuff.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, it's flat, but you're not seeing the contours of the bead. Something really easy you can do is you can even just take your finger and you can just push it like that, and it makes it nice and smooth. And then it actually follows the contour of your floor. Same thing with the step. You can do it with just your finger, or you can take the roller and you can roll all the flats, and you just have to be careful because when you have a bead roll like this, you don't want to lay the roller at an angle.
Oh, sorry.
In the bead. Oh, you're ruining everything. You don't want to lay the
Nobody
roller.
saw any of that.
Oh, man. Well, we're learning. You don't want to lay the roller in the angle of a bead because you'll probably cut the edge. You can use the handle and just kind of work it down like that, or you can use your finger, whichever way works for you. I like using this wooden handle because it's already smooth and round, and you just work it in. Now, as far as getting the corner in there, this is where you need a more sharp object, or you can put this at the edge and you can roll it in like that.
Yeah, but then you take a chance of cutting it.
Absolutely. So even a Bondo paddle works really well. I wouldn't use a putty knife because it'll cut, but anything that makes that sharp edge in there. And as you can see, you can also roll it over edges. And you can, this stuff's like putty. You can manipulate it with your fingers to make it fit almost any shape, and it'll look pretty good, and you won't have to worry too much about it. But so if you're doing uneven surfaces like floor pans, it'll work just fine. We've done flat panels. Now, let's talk about something else. Nick, you want to go over to the bench and we'll talk about AN hoses?
All right.
And, yeah.
All right, guys. So a lot of people have talked to me before about doing AN hoses. We do quite a bit of these. Show you on the Cobra. Pretty much every hose in there is going to be done with AN type fittings. So I have some 3AN brake line here that I'm actually going to go and we're going to install a hose in and do it properly. So one thing you'll notice, I have tape on the ends. When cutting this, I always tape it up. I like to use masking tape. I don't like to use electrical tape because it will actually pull on the sleeving. Now this is PTFE line. If we can zoom in.
There you go.
See there's a plastic, almost, it's a Teflon coated hose in the middle. Then it's wrapped in stainless, and then it's got a nylon braided coating on it as well. So to cut this, I like to use something like this guy. It's a small cutoff wheel. Just want to tape. Normally I'd have it taped in the middle there, and I would clamp it in the vise or something just to keep pressure on it and cut it through. That's how I got this clean edge. So in doing that, peel off the tape here. So you can see, I don't know if you want to zoom in, but the stainless and everything is tight against it. So it's a nice tight cut. Everything isn't frayed out. However, we are going to have to fray this out. So Dan, come on in here and zoom in. I got some. So this is what the completed hose end looks like when you get them. These are from Racetronics. They're a super fantastic company out of Canada. That's all I use. They are quick on shipping. They have plenty of selection. Go to their website, check them out. Tell them Nick from Rustic Motorsports sent you. But when you pull it apart, so you've got your nut, then you've got this little ferrule. So this is designed when it goes on there and you compress the nut, it squeezes on it and it holds the line in. So to get this ferrule in, you'll notice there's no way to push it in right now. That's where you gotta have one of these fancy tools. So I've got a couple different options. This is one Racetronics sells. So this one is actually designed for everything from 8 to 3AN.
That's
so
fancy.
Multi-use. So that's a good one to have. And it's not much. I think this is like $20 or something. This one is specifically for just 3AN. And you see it's got a sharp edge there. It kind of cuts. So what you do is you put that in there and you're going to push and turn and just kind of work that in a little bit. What that does is it frays it out like that. So what that allows is you put your ferrule in so it goes against the Teflon hose, and then the line's able to come around it. However, I did actually just mess up because I wasn't thinking about this.
Welcome to live TV.
But you should always put the nut on first. Slide the nut over your line.
Oh, is this like brake lines where you
Yes.
mess up and flare it and forget to do it?
Yeah. So luckily for me, I can slide it over the other end. But yeah, normally I'm not explaining this when I'm doing it, so excuse me on that.
Yeah, it's okay. This is just perfectly good evidence that things happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, for those of you just joining us, we already talked about the Dynamat and the sound matting. We're moving on to AN lines. Please excuse the foggy picture over on this side. I cracked the lens on my screen, or my camera lens, so now it's foggy.
Oh, you want to see something bad? Look at my phone. The third day I had it, I cracked it terribly. It was
because we're destructive.
So yes.
So what? This is -3 AN line, or what is this?
Yeah. So it's 3 AN. It's equal to 3/16, pretty much brake line.
What would you use this particular line for?
So this is I'm doing for brakes.
Okay.
So this is for the front brake lines on the Cobra. This line's actually coming from the master cylinder to the
reservoirs or to the
uh
proportioning valve, brake calipers.
no, to the reservoirs.
Okay.
So it's a low pressure.
Okay.
But you can use this on high pressure as well.
All right, so we've got the ferrule in, we've got the nut in place. What's the next step?
All right. If I can not mess this up again. Dang it.
Did you do it again?
Oh. I have done what nobody should ever do.
What is that?
Push the nut on top.
We're learning.
Yeah. Let me. Woohoo! Start over.
I love watching you struggle. This is great.
Yeah.
This is that quality television everybody hopes for.
It's real today.
Yeah.
I'm not usually up this early.
No.
So.
Nick's on West Coast time.
Yeah. Alright, give me a second.
Hey, Compton. Hey, Jeremy.
Oh,
What's going on, fellas?
I gotta grab some tools.
You are a tool. All right, now is this, if you're doing regular AN line that does not need the ferrules, it's a little bit more simple and you're using a different type of line?
Yeah, but this is better. So this holds up to, it's more chemically resistant, as far as to fuel and to brakes. And the only reason why I like using this is it works for everything. So you're not stuck with having to have multiple lines.
Yeah.
Fuel won't eat it. It works for EA5, methanol, everything.
Heck yeah. We love methanol.
Methanol?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I'm struggling here because.
Well,
Get my stupid nut on right.
This is realistic though. How many times have you done AN lines where it's just like smooth sailing and everything just falls together and you never have any problems?
About 50% of the time.
Exactly. I was watching a video the other day, and the girl, I can't remember her name, but she had her arm was broken. She was trying to put AN lines together and scratching them all to hell and beating them up, and that's realistic.
So that is what you should do first: is slide your nut over.
Yep. Now we're gonna
then
hog
take
it
a
out.
tool, flare it out.
Ferrule.
Get your little ferrule, push it in there. So it can only go on so far. It's kind of capped over the front, so the line can't push through it. What I like to do is stand it up on a flat table like this and just make sure it's pushed down all the way.
That's super technical.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have some white lithium grease here. This is what I use. You can use oil.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. As long as it's some kind of lubrication. Vaseline works great. So I'm just going to take just the tiniest little bit. I'm going to put it on my fitting here just to help the ferrule. And I'll put a little bit on the threads. Throw a little bit around here. Da-da-da-da. Good. All right. So that's a pretty tight fit. Fits on there. Slide the nut over. I like to get it started by hand just to make sure you don't cross thread it, because that is possible. And these fittings are not the cheapest in the world. So I do highly recommend one of these. So these are the AN fitting holders for your vise.
And where did you buy this particular set from?
So these are from Racetronics as well. That's where I buy everything.
Yeah.
So these are cool. They're magnetic. So it stays on there. Pretty much everybody sells these. I don't think they're all magnetic. So that's the reason why I went with these. But pretty much when putting this in, I like to put the fitting end, the open end down. So what I'm going to do As you'll see, the very top is flush there. So please, please, please invest in a good set of AN wrenches. An adjustable wrench like this is fine. These are all aluminum, anodized, and they prevent from scratching the fittings. There's nothing worse than getting all your fittings done using a regular box end wrench, and then you slip and it puts a nice shiny silver gash right through the middle. And it looks like crap when you pop the hood, and that's the first thing everybody sees. Again, Racetronics sells nice set. They're not very much either, but these are really, I like these a lot because they have a 4B and a 4S for the socket and for the base fitting, because they are actually different sizes. For the 3AN, they're all the same.
So like a 6AN base and a 6AN fitting are different?
Right, for the socket. I have some around here.
That looks like an expensive box.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because see, right here, so this is for the hose end. So see, I don't know if you can visually see, this here is bigger, the width, than here.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why you have two different sizes.
It's kind of hard to see on camera, but yeah.
It's only like probably a 16 total. It's not much, but it is a difference.
Okay. So we got it set up in the vise. We're ready to tighten it down.
Yeah, so we're just gonna simply just take this on there. Spin this around. The hose is gonna spin with you. Normally it's not this long. There's really not much you can do about that. On the bigger stuff, it's not as bad. I will say the smaller it is, the harder it is to do, which that's me picking the hardest one to show.
Yeah.
We're just gonna run this down. And then when you tighten them, these don't take a ton of pressure. These are technically reusable fittings.
Oh, okay.
So if you do mess it up, all you have to do is just put a new ferrule in, cut the end, and start over.
Because the ferrule's like a crush sleeve.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, can you over tighten these and strip them out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of a feel you got to get used to.
Well,
So tighter than a spark plug, but
so for the
we're
most
not.
part, they're gonna bottom out. Like,
Okay.
And then what I always do.
Let's see if I can get in there and see that a little bit better.
Right. But I just try to make it all squared up.
All right.
So you can see all the lines there are straight. You know, they don't have a kick. It just makes it look a little cleaner. But that's it. I mean, there's really, biggest thing I would say is lubrication helps the most. And then having a straight cut edge.
Yep.
These little tools are a lifesaver. Before I had these, another way you can do it is taking a small flathead screwdriver and you have to kind of pick it and roll it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a pain. Because then you end up folding in the middle and it makes a mess. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Easy peasy.
Cool beans. Let's go back over to the fancy sitting spot and we'll close this out and let everybody get on with their Saturday morning. Ta-da.
Yeah.
All right. So, again, this was a trial run. The next one we do, we're not going to have a cracked camera lens, and you'll actually be able to see everything nice and straight. I don't do live things. This is all new to me.
Yeah.
We've gotten a pretty increased following on our YouTube and social media channels since we started doing the coyote swap on the Bronco. And those of you that are interested in that, we'll be posting another video next week about that. We just posted a video yesterday about the Comet. We'll try to grab some content of this MK4 that Nick's doing, which is also coyote swap. And we've got a 51 Ford four-door that we're going to be doing in the future. And that's getting a coyote as well as getting chopped and bagged. And we're doing a bunch of custom work too, so that'll be a fun video as well. You can find Greasy Boy Customs on all your standard social medias. We even have a TikTok for some reason. It's mildly entertaining. You can find Rustique Motorsports on Facebook.
Yeah, pretty much on Facebook just for now.
Okay.
It's new. I'm not, I'm just working, branching it out.
And then if you guys like diesel stuff, follow Raw Power Performance on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
There's usually some funny content on TikTok.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys have any suggestions about things that you would like to see, I think we're going to do this every other week. We'll nail that down a little more solid. And we're going to do a different tech tip or talk about a different car every week. If you have any suggestions on an act you would like us to perform, whether it's sheet metal work or something mechanical, or if you'd like to just talk about a car, hit us up. Let us know. You can comment below here in this video. You can message us at greasyboycustoms@gmail.com. Again, make sure you go follow Restique Motorsports, and you can follow Nick on Instagram. Was it Carolina Speed something?
42.
Carolina Speed 42. You'll see a white Corvette in the picture.
Which
And
I no longer have.
yeah, it's okay. We're not allowed to have nice things.
No, we destroy them.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
for the handful of you that took time out of your morning to tune in and watch us, you should raise your standards. Until next time, happy hot rodding. All right. You want me to just leave the camera on you all awkward? I don't even know how to stop this. Does this X do it? Let's see. Are you sure you want